Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of this unnamed podcast here. We have our two hosts coming right at you. I'm Kane. You might know me from other podcasts such as Critical Pitch, and now I'm here with Lane, my brother and friend in that order.
Yep, that is absolutely correct.
Lane, how are you feeling today?
Oh, feeling just fine. It's day one. I've never done something like this, so.
What made you want to get into podcasting?
I think that I wanted to start specifically because it's with you. I've seen how much fun you've had on your other podcast, and
Were you a fan of Critical Pitch?
yeah, it was great. It was good theme, good setup. It always had you going,
What do you think about themed podcasts?
I think that they're hard.
They're hard.
They're hard. You gotta stick to them, and
Have you ever heard a different themed podcast besides ours?
none that I could really stick to. No.
What about advice shows?
No, never listened to those either. I just listened to Super Mega, and
That's a good
they
one.
just talk,
Mhm.
So, I'm quite behind on theirs though. That's pretty much it. I don't really listen to many other than Super Mega.
Well, then that should mean you're fresh. You're uninfluenced by outside evils. They say the most pure art is from a child, because they don't have anything to copy yet. They haven't seen anything,
Hey.
so whatever they're drawing is just what they observe in the universe. And when they put it crayon to paper, that's when you finally get a true, corrupted art.
Well,
That's
hopefully
going to be
hopefully
you in
that's true.
podcast form.
I hope that's true.
Let's
That'd make this all okay.
Let's start with some icebreaker questions, Lane.
All
Do
right,
you believe
yeah.
in ghosts?
I do. All right. Just for prior knowledge, I don't know any of these questions. Do I believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know. I feel like there's probably something out there, but
You ever had a ghost experience?
no. I mean, sure,
Never
I've been
lived in a-
spooked, but I've never.
You never had a haunted house? You never lived in a...
No, I mean at Dad's house though. I swear I could hear footsteps in the attic, but that's pretty much it.
You didn't think it was a ghost?
No, probably just like a homeless guy or something.
What would you
it's-
do if it was a homeless guy and you knew it was? Would you tell him to get out?
Well, yeah, but like it was to the point where like this has been going on for 2 years.
How would he get up there?
I don't know, man. It's just in the garage. It's probably not too hard to break into.
You get into the attic from the garage?
Yeah, it's in the garage. I mean, I don't know how he'd get up there. Dad doesn't have
Yeah, that's right.
30-foot ladder, but
I guess that
Not
house
30,
did kind of
but-
have some hauntings.
I
Yeah.
swear. I mean, you can ask Lily and Isley as well. They're like they hear it. I don't know. They heard it.
Does anyone you know believe in ghosts?
Yeah, Gracie does.
Why does she believe in ghosts?
I think it's pretty much the same thing you just said. Like she's had experiences that have made her believe.
That's usually how I go, but she couldn't think of any other explanation for it.
Not that I can recall. No, this is
sometimes
not a
it'd be like,
common
the
conversation of ours. So.
The doors are opening up by themselves. It's like, well, there could be a draft. They're like, no, it's a ghost.
No, yeah, well, that's what you hear a lot, isn't it? You
I
hear
don't
a
know.
random noise that sounds like wind, but no, it has to be a ghost.
It has to be a ghost.
It has to be a ghost. I would say for me personally, I think there's probably something out there, just not that I've seen or heard or any
Do
of
you
the
want to
above.
believe in ghosts?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually. I think that'd be pretty sick.
Would you want to be a ghost?
I mean, I don't know. It depends what's on the other side, right?
I guess so.
I don't know if they're just floating around unwillingly. I mean,
Well,
no, that sounds like shit.
Well,
but-
then, how about do you believe in God?
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
You're a big Godhead. So Jesus is a ghost. Well, to what extent do you believe in God? Do you believe in the Bible?
I know nothing about the Bible. I just like the thought of God. That's how far I
You just want there to
know.
be a higher power.
Yes, that is pretty much it.
So you think that
I grew up going to church.
Mhm.
Kind of, fell out of that. I was baptized when I was young, because of my mom and just stuff like
Took
that.
the
It's
holy
like, so
bath.
that's how I grew up. But I mean,
So when you
I would
got
just
when
like
you got
to
the holy
believe it,
water
but
on you, you didn't burn up or anything.
no, I
You
didn't.
didn't explode in fire like Castlevania.
No, I sure didn't.
So what? So of all the religions and stuff, it seems that they all have one thing. They're all pretty different, but they have one thing in common, and that there's a higher power.
They all, I feel like, have the same end goal.
So you
Is
think
that they
that
want to go
they
to.
pretty much that they're on the money there.
I think that
Well, why
it's
do you want there to be a God?
just because. This
Just more
can't be
comforting
it,
that
right?
way?
Yeah, it's more comforting.
Why not?
Even if it's not true, I'd rather live my life thinking that there is something past this rather than not and in constant fear. You know?
You fear that nothing. What if you nothing happens? You don't even know about it.
Then I won't know about it.
Well, but you still worried about it.
I'm sure I can worry, but I won't know.
How much does it worry you?
Enough.
Enough?
Enough.
Like, wake you up?
Wait,
Screaming
I don't
terror.
think it'll wake me up, no. But
Well,
I've had my past history with that stuff.
Well, if you don't want to die, that must mean you're pretty happy then.
Yeah, I'd say I have a pretty cool life.
You got a good thing going. Good
I got
job.
a good thing. I got an okay job. It's getting there.
Yeah, how's pizza treating you?
Oh, I mean, it's all right. It's the same customer service, that you would get at any restaurant or fast food place.
You've worked in fast food or restaurants your whole
my
life.
Yes, my entire working career has been fast food.
Do you see a future outside of the restaurant industry or service industry even?
My hope is that I don't have to venture out, because that would mean having to learn something aside from what I already know and what I have worked on for the past 5 years. And I know to a lot of people, 5 years doesn't sound like, too much for a job, but to me it is right now. So I'm trying to use.
Time.
So right.
That's
so I'm
half
just.
a decade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to use my at this point 5 years of experience to use.
That's more than
and
one presidential term.
It is.
So you're into your second term here. So what skills do you think you've learned in those 5 years that you don't want to give up?
I think it is, and I feel like a lot of people, especially possibly even business owners, would agree with this. Restaurant business owners, that is that it's not even about the food or anything of that nature. It's specifically about the people. And as silly as it sounds, it's the people that make your work they make it work, right? People's what keep the business going, and a lot of owners realize that, and I think that's the hardest thing to learn and the biggest thing to learn that I would want to hold on to is how to treat people in certain situations and certain aspects, and yeah, you could do that in other businesses, but
so do you like customer service?
Even
when a cow will come in and demand a full refund because it was 1 minute late or anything. I mean,
well, I'll put it like
those
this.
are the people you're looking out for.
I started out my management career as being told I have, the customer's always right, I have to do it no matter what. If they want a full refund, they get a full refund. Just shit like that.
You just whatever to make them happy. Customer's always right.
Right. These new owners I have worked under for a year now.
Greedy.
They are very knowledgeable, and they know that that's just not how it works. So not that I can just be an asshole to the customers or anything, but if they are being rude to us, or especially the children that work there, because there's quite a few, then I
put your foot down.
Essentially allowed to defend myself in them. Do
you think customer service is kind of going away in that aspect, like changing from customers always right to hey, actually, we are humans. Because
I do not think that. No.
no.
Humans are getting greedier and greedier by the minute, and
You think it's happening in
change.
all fields? All fields?
Yes, it will never change. It's going to be that way forever.
It seems
even
like
with
more
AI.
so in the last couple of years. What do you think's going on?
I'm telling you, people are just getting more greedy. It's just...
Why now?
Why not? Prices are going up. People need money. You know, and instead
Desperate
of saving, they
desperate
want to
measures.
spend $100 on pizza and then complain about it. You know, they can't be happy. They're never settled. You know, settled with what they have. They need it back.
How much does work stress you out?
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
It does not stress me out. I don't let it.
Just come in and do your job.
I come in and work. I don't have to like it, but it does not stress me out. I don't let it, because if I go home stressed about work, I'm never gonna be able to live life.
Well, do you enjoy your job?
Yeah, I think I do enjoy it. Of course, you know.
You're not wasting 10 hours a day?
I wouldn't say wasting. No, I think each day is a step closer to the end goal, and you know, for me, that is to, you know, hopefully it's the place I'm at now, but to hopefully own a business.
You work with your significant other. Do you ever bring work home?
She does.
Oh yeah.
She does. I try to tell her to stop.
She gossips about your friends.
Well, you know, women. But
yeah.
And also, no, I don't really have friends there either. Again, it's a lot of kids that work there.
Keep it professional.
And you
look
kind
up
of
to
have to. I wouldn't say that. You know, no one looks up to an asshole, but
well,
you know,
you're strict with them.
I feel like I think I have to be. You know,
Just
again, it's a bunch of kids I'm working with, and
yeah. Kids, they're crazy these days.
They are quite crazy.
I was supposed to be a teacher. I was going to English school, and my English teacher, halfway through my degree, he goes, "Listen, buddy, I didn't know this is what you're doing. You need to stop. This is not right. This is not what you want. This is not what I want. No one should ever do this job." I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, the best part about that is he retired 2 years later.
He retired. I mean, he stuck to his word. I guess he wasn't bluffing.
You made him retire. He's like, oh my god,
He was so young. He was
kids.
like in his 40s. Though.
Yeah, he's like late 40s or something.
How do you retire as a teacher?
I don't know. He's probably working somewhere else currently, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's shoveling coal now.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. He's a nice guy.
What do you think about manual labor? Would you get it? I mean, you kind of already do it, but you have more of a managing aspect to it. But what do you think about, like, you know, some, like the jobs that your mom does? She's always been a blue collar worker.
Right. I think that they are severely underpaid.
Mm-hmm. Yet they get paid more.
Yes,
than
they
else.
get paid a lot, but I still think they are
still not enough.
Severely underpaid.
Everybody's underpaid. Too, honestly.
Right. Yes. I mean, with the way things going, you know, everyone for sure now. But, yeah, like, and you know, she makes good money and you know, whatever. But is that 1 year salary? Not salary, but is that worth, you know, death? Because that's what some of these people on the road make it seem like, dangerous. You know, and. So that's why it's like, that's why I feel like they're so underpaid as well. Like, just whether it's construction or, you know, just any job of that sort, you know, it's
so
just.
You like a nice safe job because of your fear of death.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to go into something.
Yeah, I'm not going to go be an electrician or, you know, I'm not going to be an underwater welder or, you know, no bullshit
but you get to get an F-150 brand new.
I don't want it. I'd rather buy a 10-year-old car and fix it up, you know?
You're driving a Civic.
Yeah.
You're trying to get rid of it.
I'm gonna have to get rid of it soon, actually. I was waiting to bring this up. Mm-hmm. So now's the perfect time. Yeah, I have to fix my car up, except I don't have the money to do it or want to spend that much.
Mm-hmm.
So
those are two different things.
Both.
You don't have the cash,
and I don't want.
And you know, if you
I don't want to because, you know, I'm trying to buy a house in a few months here, and I need my credit to stay up, and I don't want to just go get a new vehicle. You know, it's easier to pay on a car loan than it is to pay on a mortgage. You know, so I'd rather pay on slightly higher on a car than I would on a mortgage. That's just. You know, that's just how it goes. Got to keep my credit up.
Well, how do you stay so financially sound? You're good at saving. You're good with your finances. You always have been right out of the gate since you're a little baby boy. You've been
Well,
good. You're a workaholic. You work a lot of hours. How many hours are you working a
I
week?
work. I used to work a lot. I work a normal amount now. They don't let me go over typically like 45 ish
Okay,
now.
so that's not too bad. Normally you would
Yeah.
do 60
Yeah,
a week.
at my two previous jobs, I was working at least 50 for sure.
So you got more free time now, you would say?
I wouldn't call it free, but it used to be free time because I lived at home. Now I have my own place, and so
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't call it free. He's got errands now, and
Yeah.
there's always something to do.
Well, do you like having something to do, or do you wish you could just do
No,
nothing?
I wish I could do nothing.
If you won the lottery, what would you do?
It depends how much I would win.
You won enough, like you won the Powerball.
It's like
That's like
200
300
million.
billion.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, in that case, I would. Um, if I'm being honest, if I won even $10 million,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's just say 10, because my mind will feel better about that. Um,
You'd spend your
10,
days
10
just
million.
watching TV.
I would say I would pay my bosses to let me have a very long extended leave.
Why
I've
don't you just quit?
Because I've already talked to them about this actually.
They said they want to let you come back if you won the lottery.
No, I said I would still want this job because again, I still have an end goal here. I want to be
Mm-hmm.
set up for life, and I want to have, my future kids set up and so on.
Well, what are your dreams for the future here?
I go day to day.
You don't have a
Honestly.
10-year plan.
I don't have.
Do you
a
have
career
a
plan.
vague idea? Because you said you want your kids to be set up. I mean, what? You
Well,
have
yeah. I
plans.
mean, I feel like that's
You're
fine to
planning.
say.
You're trying to get a
Eventually.
house.
Well, the house has been in play for, half a year now, but
So what's the dream look like here?
there's no
A
dream.
classic American dream. You get a house, a couple kids, a nice dog, white picket fence, grilling hot dogs in the backyard.
I don't really have a dream, man. I just want to get through the day and
What about if you do get that house and stuff? Are you gonna want to keep upgrading? You'd be like, well, now I got the
yes,
house.
that's already the
I
plan.
have to go and get a mansion now.
Not a mansion, but
You want
yeah,
to keep moving
me
up.
and Gracie have already talked about it. We like the house we're gonna buy is not gonna be in the same city that we are, gonna send our kids to, or like
Okay.
school wise.
So
We're
you want to
this
be in
is
a
a
different
starter
area.
home. Yes, this is a starter home that we plan to have for no more than 10 years, and obviously, not everything go to plan like that, but that is the goal. And so I guess if you want to call that a dream, then that's
what
it.
it is. I mean, I wasn't saying your dream your teeth fall out and you go to school.
Yeah.
We're asking what's the kind of vision here.
Well, I would say my closest dream I have then for that is just to yeah, get my home. I would now, part of that dream is to get me a new car, and um
When you say you want to move out of the area, where do you? What's a good area?
no, I just mean like I want to move closer to home after I buy my first house. So my second home, hopefully, will be closer to where I currently live, and I can be closer to family, because that's always been a big thing for me. And obviously Gracie's from Tennessee, and she moved all the way to Michigan for me. We were, because it was in play that I could go the other direction, and I told her I just I couldn't. I had to stay here with family, and so now that that made me realize, honestly, that is the end goal, is to just, I want to stay close to people I know and love, and so I guess again, if that's part of a dream as well, then that's part of the dream. Is
Would you
I
say
wanna
you
stay
have
close.
you have traditional values? You would say
Yeah, I'd probably say that. I feel like, yeah.
you have to think. Our sister, she had non-traditional. She moved off to the big city She was
Yeah, it
like,
still
screw that. I don't
sucks.
need a house. I don't need no kids. I don't need to build this empire and get an F-150 and all that stuff. Her dream was just to start her own life in a big city and just be her own thing. But you would say you're a little bit more old-fashioned.
Yeah, I mean, I just, like, even thinking about, the route she took, it's just, like, scary to even think of, which, I mean, I guess, could show a lot of guts there, and it's worked out well for her, but it's just something that I don't feel I could ever even do, because I rather take the safe play, And I know you have to take risks and stuff like that to be
an
successful.
extent.
Right, exactly, but to the extent of moving, to a different state alone, that's just something I couldn't do.
A lot of people do it. They'll go
I
across
know.
the country.
I know.
They'll
There's
go
people
to a new
at my
country.
work that actually, he lived in Hawaii, and he came all the way here. I was like, why did you do that? It's like, I don't know. Now he's moving to Canada. I don't know.
Well, okay, yeah. What do you think about this country? Are you a fan of America?
Well,
are you patriotic?
I don't want to make our first episode too political, but I mean, I feel
There's
like
some icebreakers here.
Right. Okay, we won't go too into depth, but I mean, I think that how do I put it? I think that we're going the wrong direction.
You don't like where we're going.
We're going the wrong direction, and
what's the right direction?
And
you think?
Well, that's the other thing is I don't know if there is one, but I think there is a lot of wrong ones.
Okay.
There's no perfect answer to
what's gonna be. What would make you jump the border like some people are doing? What's the last straw? Because some people they're like,
other countries
I
start
need
to
healthcare.
attack.
If other countries start to attack,
that's what would make me go. Yes.
There's never been conflict on U.S. soil in the history of the country. You think it would be the first? Yeah. There's never been like a war here. So in World War II, all their cities in Europe were just total because they're fighting wars on their turf, right? When we go to Afghanistan, we're fighting war with Afghanistan on Afghanistan.
What about Pearl Harbor?
That's an attack.
Right, but it was still in the U.S. though. You're saying just a straight out war though?
Yeah, there's never been a war zone in America.
Okay.
You never had to
I'll
clear out of New York City because you need to use the buildings as,
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, I guess I'll put it like this.
You've seen
if
pictures
they start
of
bombing us, then I'm probably out of here, yeah.
If they start bombing us.
Yeah, I'm probably out of here if they start dropping some bombs.
Well, we live in a random town in the Midwest. We're not even on the map. You think they're coming
close
for us?
We're close to a big city,
I guess, but even then, you think they're out. Oh, we got to get Detroit off the map. You know that city that peaked 100 years ago?
There's some big bombs, man. I tell you.
There are some big bombs.
You remember? Never mind.
They get bigger and bigger.
I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say, but there's some big ones, man. I'm sure we could be affected if one was dropped in Detroit.
You could probably get some of the fallout there. Maybe you'll feel a little rumble.
Right. It's like, I'm okay.
That's a long ways ago. Maybe you'll get a nice little late show. But are you a picky eater?
Yeah, I don't like anything.
You don't like any? What do you like?
I like pizza.
Mm-hmm.
With no veggies.
Mm-hmm.
I only like, on my pizza, I only like pepperoni and bacon.
Mm-hmm.
For burgers, I only like meat, cheese, and ketchup. And bacon is fine as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else has a lot of toppings?
So why do you think you're so picky? Why don't you want to eat anything? Do you ever get jealous of the people who are pretty open to trying new things, and you ever see?
Not at all.
Not jealous at all.
I just think it's gross. I go, why are you eting that? It's horrible.
Where do they go? It's actually really good if you give it a try.
And I go, you're a liar.
Everyone
I
is
have
lying.
tried.
I
have tried it.
What's your biggest deterrence? What you're like?
By far, without a doubt in my mind, it's mustard.
Okay, mustard's pretty strong. It's very vinegary.
It's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. It makes me actually throw up. The last time I accidentally had it, I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
That's crazy.
Is so bad.
Why do you think people like it?
Because they all have zombie brains. I don't
They
know.
have zombie
I don't
brains?
know, man. It's horrible.
What do you think?
You like mustard, don't you?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
No, it's great.
No, it's horrible.
What don't you like about it?
Well, okay, I guess this will probably answer that for sure. Is I really hate the taste of vinegar as well.
Okay,
I really
it
hate
can be vinegary, it can,
Yeah.
but it's not overtly so. I would say.
Well, I just think that's probably the reason I don't like it, though. It's just because
I think of it as a good
that's in
topping
there.
because it's tart and it's peppery, and I think it complements a lot. It's like do you like pickles?
occasionally they're
It's
so salty.
right. Mustard's very salty as well.
Well, maybe that's why. I don't know. It's just awful, man. It's horrible. It's so bad. Like.
Now, a lot of people don't like mustard, though. You're not that crazy.
Okay, well, I could also say tomatoes, onions.
Okay, what onions? So that's the thing. Onions is one of the foundations of flavor. Like that is like.
I only like grilled onions. I cannot any raw onion, whether it's on burgers or some people put in their salads, which is nasty. And
What don't you like about onions?
well, I just like especially for those types of foods. Why would I want to bite into my burger and crunch on it? Why would I want to do that?
It adds texture and it adds variety to what you're.
Why?
Because when you don't want everything to be so homogeneous, so plain.
Sure, I do.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Why wouldn't I?
Because there's more to life than
No, there's
same
not.
old.
Ketchup burger, that's fine.
No, I'm telling you, it can be. There's so much complexity.
If I want
out there.
crunch, I'll put some pickle on there. That's what I'll do. Why do I got to put a nasty ring of Saturn onion on my burger?
But you like grilled onions. You like.
Because I can't taste the onion.
You can't taste them.
No, it doesn't taste like
So
onion
why
when they're
do-
grilled.
So why do you get onions why do you get grilled onions then?
Because
Say you get your patty melt.
Because those that's a good texture.
You like
it
it? Do they
fits
taste
in.
different? What do they taste like?
They taste like nothing.
They taste like nothing.
It fits into the meal. I don't want to crunch in my sandwich. It's nasty. Let me eat this salad. Crunch. Let me explode a grape tomato on my. Like, why would I want to do that?
Because they're different. They're complex. You can. It's a different flavor than just sugar or salt. You get a little bit something new to it, and it can definitely add to a dish.
I'll eat an apple.
Apples, that's a sugar.
Right, but it's crunchy and it's
But
good.
I'm saying there are other flavors besides sugar and salt. There's all sorts of.
I don't
You
know.
started getting into mushrooms. That's a different flavor. That's a complex flavor. What
It doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't taste like anything. I don't think grilled mushrooms taste like anything.
Why do you get them?
Cause it's good texture in my mouth.
Most
It feels good when I eat it.
Most people don't like the texture of mushrooms. So when they're
Well,
cut.
that's just because they don't like slimy stuff. That's
You
what
don't
those
like
people.
slimy?
They don't like slimy.
What
I'm
is
fine
it
with
about?
slimy.
What is it about ranch that resonates with you so strongly?
Well, I grew up drinking it, and
Mm-hmm.
so
What does ranch taste like?
ranch tastes like mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise with some milk in it. That's what ranch tastes like.
I think its main flavors are peppers, like bell peppers, and
That's not the main flavor. It's literally mainly mayonnaise and buttermilk.
No, because then it's just gonna taste like milk.
No.
The peppers and
No.
Definitely.
No.
Definitely.
We make homemade ranch at my work.
I know, but the powder that you put in there is
yes.
the vegetables. That's
well,
the peppers.
yeah,
and
of course. That's.
stuff. Have you ever tried it without the powder?
Well, no, because why would I do that?
That's what you're saying. That's all.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say.
I'm telling you that the pepper and all the vegetables that are in there, that's the powder that you're adding.
Well,
to
yeah,
it.
sure.
But you're saying you could
But
do
I'm
without
saying
it.
no. That's not what I'm trying
You don't
to say.
taste any of that.
I'm saying that I thought you were saying the main thing is the powder. And
No,
I'm
the
like,
main thing that makes it different from just eating milk is
Well,
the
yeah,
peppers.
of course, because that's
So
That's the whole point.
So that's what I mean. Ranch is just vegetable milk.
Yeah.
And what is it about?
I can't single out bell pepper in my ranch.
Sure, you could.
No, I could not.
Well, you don't eat bell peppers.
Exactly. That's
but
actually
if you
probably
did,
my
you'd be
second
able to
least
pick it
favorite
out.
food.
You'd be like, "Oh, there it is."
No, I wouldn't eat it if I tasted it in my ranch.
You would.
No, I wouldn't, because bell peppers are my, I would say, in my top 3 of least favorite foods as well.
Are you creative?
No.
Why not?
All those genes were taken by you and Chloe.
Do you really believe there's a creative gene?
Sure, Dad's creative as well. I'm not.
What do you think? Have you ever tried?
Yeah, of course.
Well, how
I
so?
played. I played the violin for.
I didn't like playing cello.
But you're good at it.
No, I'm not.
I thought you were.
I was back row the whole time.
I thought you sounded great.
My passions were
Plus, look,
somewhere else.
you can play guitar. You can
Well,
play some piano.
Well, I like those. That's the thing.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is I cannot do that. I tried to learn guitar. You tried to teach me.
Well, I mean, unless you actually wanted to.
I wanted to.
Well, do you want to enough to go out and buy your own guitar?
Not anymore.
Would you? Before?
What's the reason? We live together. There's no reason to do so.
Well, that's what I mean. You have to have the desire to be creative. That has to be, so like the same way that you get really into playing your games, like you like to platinum games, you know, that's like your kind of main hobby.
Yeah.
Is that you like to just squeeze every drop out of a game.
Oh yeah, I make it work for me.
Yeah. So, but that's what you look forward to. That's what you think about.
I guess I just don't seek enjoyment in more creative things then.
What do you think people enjoy about them?
I think that it is the fact that it's not laid out on a platter for them.
You have to work for it?
Yeah, they have to do it on their own, whether you have help or not. You're still doing it yourself. Whereas
that's
for me, I don't really.
Games.
Well, no, that's what I was gonna say though. Is like a lot of the games I play is go do this mission, and then
you never had to look anything up.
I don't have to do anything. I have to play the game that I'm already enjoying with weapons or whatever that I find that they have given me. It's all laid out for me, and I just enjoy it.
So
I enjoy the ride.
So if you say you tried to play guitar and you had a desire to do so, right?
Yeah.
So what did you want to get out of it? Why did you want to play guitar?
I wanted to play because you play.
Well, why did you want to play it though? Like, what if you were good at guitar? What would you do?
Because I wanted to impress you.
You just to impress people?
No, to impress you specifically. I don't care.
Well,
what
you
other
have to
people
impress
think.
yourself. Because are you impressed when you platinum a game? Are you like, all right?
I impress myself with that. Yeah, I go, wow, that was awesome.
Is there anything creative you think you'd do that you could do just for you?
No, I don't want to please just me. There's a reason I record every platinum I get is because I want other people to go, oh, sweet.
Well, that's part of it, but you also enjoy doing it.
I enjoy it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't, other than the games, really, I don't do anything for just myself, you know?
To me, what I like about the creative projects and doing creative things is that there's like a magic to it where you're working on it and you can be struggling, you could be doing whatever, but there comes a point where you kind of cross the line and then say, I'm trying to learn a song or I'm trying to play a song or just make something up or learn a skill on the guitar. And then, I'm like, I can't do it. And I'll just go to sleep and then I come back and then I'll start again. And then it'll happen. And it feels like it just comes out of thin air. Like it's magic.
See, I've never felt that.
You never got to that point where...
That's what I'm saying. I don't have the desire to.
Well, what's something... Podcasting is creative. What...
I only want to do it because of you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I don't want to do something for just me. I don't like to. I like people.
So you say very selfless.
I would like to think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to do it for anything for just me. Other than my games. But even then, I mainly play games with Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Chris. My buddy Austin.
So when do you think selflessness becomes like a problem? When should you be worried about how
I don't think
you don't want to be a walking, rug?
Well, that's the thing is I don't let people walk over me either, though.
So how do you find that balance there for you?
I think it
'Cause
came
you're like,
naturally.
"Well,
Honestly, I don't think I ever had that problem. I think it's just because I know how to pick people. I feel like I'm really good at reading people, and so I know how to pick my friends. I know how to pick the people I hang out with or talk to, and sure I can be wrong. No one's perfect, but like I never run into that situation where I let it linger and then they're just walking all over me because I'm a nice guy or whatever. I just think it comes naturally. I never really thought about it.
Do you think you're a good person?
I would think so. Yeah.
Think you got your shit together, head on straight, respectful, stern yet, selfless.
Well, I don't know. It depends what you consider a good person, I guess. I think I am a...
You're proud of yourself. You think you're...
I think I'm doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... I make no contributions to society, but I think as my...
Who can't these days?
Well, still, though, I don't do anything that would, make me a great person.
Would you ever want to contribute to society a little bit more? Maybe volunteer or do something like that?
No.
So that's not selfless. That's selfish.
Well,
ask your
no.
kids.
Well, I mean, what can I say? I don't know. I'm not saying I'm specifically one way, but I mean, I only want to do things with the people that I know and love. I don't want to go help a stranger 500 miles away move to a different country. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't care. That's their life. They'll find someone.
What do you think they like about that?
I don't know. I don't know.
To me, I think maybe they get that same feeling like it's magic, like something comes out of thin air when they're doing it. They're like, man, before I was here, their life was like this, and then when I came here, it got a little bit better.
Sure, but I don't think about myself that way. Whether I showed up or not, the person's either going to get help or they're not. So, it's all just how it's just a chain reaction. It's going to happen no matter what.
Well, then I mean, who's doing the good? Then why do anything good then? If everybody in the world has that thought,
it's part of the train.
It's how it goes.
If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's,
So if bad things are happening, it's just because that's just how it goes.
For the most part, I mean, it can be influenced, but I would say for the most part, I mean, if it happens, it happens.
Do you like being a brother?
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad I don't have another one, actually. I tell people that pretty often. I go, I have one and like 7 sisters, and I'm fine.
That's a lot of siblings.
It's fine. It's all right.
It's fine.
That's all right. I think that, actually, funny enough, I feel like that's kind of the reason that's the way I am. Is like, that's why I can read people well, because I grew up with 7 women, well, more than actually.
Yeah, to read their minds?
No, but they can read me, and so that taught me how to read other people,
They get in your head?
Well, most women can read anyone. That's just...
Not mine.
They just have a thing. No?
No.
No? Well... No, well, that's all right.
I read a lot, but...
But I don't know. I think that's why it's the way I am. It's just because that's how I grew up, and
it's pretty grateful.
It's like I was shaped by each and every sibling, in one way or another.
Are you grateful for the hardships of growing up? What was some of the hardest stuff? I mean,
the hardest part was just depression.
What had you down back then?
Well, I don't know. It
sounds
actually.
Like you think you're a good person. Man. You're scared to death.
I know. I used to be suicidal. It's ironic.
What was going on?
I don't know.
All you had to do was go to school.
This was early in high school. I don't know.
You think it was just a puberty thing, just a lot of
It could have been, but the whole
I've
reason I got past it.
People their age.
Yeah, especially nowadays. Yeah, a lot of people for sure. More and more each generation. But I mean, the thing is though, some people stay that way for decades, and
Mm-hmm.
I got over it in a year because I had people there for me,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
I don't know.
what do you think about social media?
It's horrible. I wish it didn't
Do you think
exist.
that had a negative impact on you growing up? Maybe that
Yeah,
contributed
it's
to
awful. I wish I grew up in the 90s. I mean, I don't wish I was, born in the 90s, but like if I had
it?
to
Why
pick
not?
another time, I don't know. Because I'm fine with where I was, born now. I don't, again, that's just one of the things like, okay, it happened,
Mm-hmm.
whatever
It is
happens,
what it
happens.
is.
I don't care.
What do you think? What do you think
But
the negatives to social media are?
I don't
Today?
think there's really any positives other than just people getting informed.
Mm-hmm. Or misinformed.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is like that's why I'm saying there's not really any positives other
Well,
than proper information.
you met Gracie through Snapchat, right?
Right.
I mean, social
But again,
media is good
that's
for meeting people.
that's the
Is it
thing
good for
though.
bringing...
Is like if social media didn't exist, then it's not like I'd be sad about it. I wouldn't know who she is.
Oh, you just find a different girlfriend.
That's
in
just
town.
how it would have been. I'm not saying I want it like that, but I'm just saying if
You want to know
if
better.
it exactly, I wouldn't have known. I would have never been sad because I didn't meet her. I don't know who she is.
Well, you have to think. So, humans have been around for a long time, nearly 300,000 years. Okay, and we've had social media for only 10.
Yeah.
About 15 now. Do you think that this is forever? Do you think you could ever go back? Do you think
There's no turning back anymore.
And what about with this AI thing?
AI,
It's
yeah.
forever?
I mean, whether it goes well or not, they're not going to stop.
Do you have fears about AI? Do you have worries?
I wouldn't say fears, at least not in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
But I think eventually, yeah, it'll probably get.
It's already
pretty
taken my job.
Yeah.
So how long until they start tossing pizzas in the air?
Well, I mean, they are actually working on a system to
Do the phone.
Yes, do the phones. Some places.
So what
already
about all
have it,
those
actually.
kids that are like, damn, I was really wanting to have a job on the side so that I could pay for, I'm going to school and all this stuff. And all I could do is answer the phones or, run the cash
They gotta
register.
learn. They gotta learn. Jobs are not going to just stop needing people. There's always going to be some job that AI cannot do.
Well, that's the blue collar
Somewhere.
ones that get you killed.
Exactly.
And
So-
a robot's not going to show up and pour
Right.
some concrete.
Exactly. So there's going to
So
be something
now
out there.
every high schooler is looking for a little extra money. You just got to start working on the roads.
Not necessarily. Again, we still got a while till they figure out how to have a actual AI robot take over every single business.
Well, that's the goal because
and not
you
only
don't have
that,
to
but-
pay a robot. They're not going to ask
Yes,
for
but
a
you
wage.
have to pay for a robot.
To an
It's-
extent, I
it's
guess. But
just-
then, are the only jobs are the people who work in maintaining the robots?
Yeah.
Is that a future? Is
Although-
that any future worth living?
Sure.
You think so?
Why not?
You can, so no longer you're in school going, you can grow up to be anything you want. Now you have to go, okay, we're going to train you because you are all going to be working in AI maintenance. You think that's good for humanity?
No, of course it isn't. But again, what am I gonna do about it? I don't care.
You don't think there's anything that can be done?
I mean, again, I'm sure there's only something that can be done, but it's nothing that I can influence or change. So I
You
don't think about
so?
it. I don't.
What
no.
if just having the right opinion and just talking to someone about it and they talk to other people too and just people just kind of start to change their opinion over time because people are talking about it a certain way.
Well,
That'll lead to
there's
something,
one
surely.
thing that majority rules has taught me is that that's not how that works. So
Or, well,
so
it's worked before.
sure.
It can't
Not
work
every
again.
time.
Not anymore. You think it's different now?
I mean, I just don't see why the government or any countries would go, yes, it's better to not have technology because it makes us more money? Exactly.
What do you...
Exactly. It makes it easier for them. It makes them more money. They have to pay less people. It's it's a win-win for them. There's no reason to change it.
What do you think this next season's looking like for the Lions?
I that's so different.
What's the season looking like?
I think it's.
What are you worried about? What are you excited about?
I'm excited to be there, but my only worry is just our defensive line. That's
what are
pretty
we
much
worried
it.
about?
Well, we only have Hutchinson over there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one else.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, people are getting hurt already. We had game 1.
We've gotten some pretty significant injuries already.
Yeah. It's sure. We've had so far we're better off than last year, but
and we didn't have Hutch last year.
Right. So
It's good.
He can do it. It's just, do we really want to strain this guy? Every single game because he has no help on the other side.
Do they really need to ring the bell every third down on Ford Field?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It gets the people going.
And you think it really helps?
Yeah.
Think so?
Wakes them up. Go, oh shit, it's third down. Let's fucking yell. That's what that means. This
show the decibels. Do you think the decibel counter on the
that
is
definitely
real? You think it's real when it goes up and down?
Yeah, I think so. Because
think it's measuring something?
Yeah, because when the music on the speakers play, it goes up because the music's playing.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as it stops, the decibel drops, and it can level out at a certain point as well. Once I can kind of tell we can't get any louder.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when it's dead silent, but everyone's we're still talking here.
If the Lions go to Super Bowl and win, will you cry?
I will cry for Dad.
Will Dad cry?
Probably.
Probably not. Be a pretty. It might be a wonderful moment if we were all crying, hugging each other.
I don't think he'd do it in front of us, but probably yes.
He might not be able to help himself.
I hope not. That'd be sick. Yeah, that'd be sick. I can't say I've seen him cry, so got you there.
Do you like collecting things? I knew you used to like collecting chapstick.
I was about to mention that. Yeah, I have about if I'm being realistic, I probably have like 200 individual chapsticks.
And you continually hunt them out.
No, I stopped. They're expensive. They get expensive.
What was it about chapstick that drew you? Why of all things to collect?
Because I have horrible winters. And my lips
it's practical.
It's although I will say it got to a point where I was like, I can't open it. They're brand new. I can't.
So I have to go have exotic flavors and
yeah. So I have to go buy like a new one that's like mint or something.
Well, why didn't you ever end up getting a shelf to display your chapstick?
I didn't care that much. It was for my person. It was for my
like collecting stamps.
Yeah, it's just for my own self.
So
I liked looking at it. I liked knowing I had it there.
Now, okay, so you're I would say you're pretty social.
Yeah.
You're not shy around strangers.
I would say I am, but
you're usually pretty cool about it, though.
Yeah, I can fake it till I make it.
Yeah. Does anybody ever say you're awkward or no. They're like, oh, it seems like
no, I can fake it.
So you can read a social situation pretty well?
Yeah, for the most part.
So, having being a very picky eater and doing odd things like collecting chapstick. Some people would say that's like autistic.
Yeah, probably.
Do you think you have any autism in you? Because to a lot of people
I'm tempted to ask my mom, yes.
What would she know?
I don't know. Maybe she knows something I don't.
Unless she went and diagnosed you and nobody knew about it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Maybe, I don't know.
Why do you think you would ever... Because you're good in social situations. That's kind of the biggest thing.
That's all right.
You can read people good?
Yeah.
But you think you'd have a little bit of autism? If you found out and you did, what would you do about it?
Be relieved.
Be relieved. You feel...
I go, okay, this is why.
You have a little... What's racking your brain? What makes you think that you need an answer?
I don't need an answer.
Well, I mean,
it's just curiosity.
What would it explain?
It would just explain a lot of.
Like chapstick.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would just explain like a lot of, just my emotions. How, they can just be so sudden sometimes, and I think it would explain on why there's good days at work and there's bad days, but more.
A lot of people have.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I mean, like, but when they're bad, they're like, it's just a mentally bad day, like really tough, instead of just like, oh, it's a big order and so now I'm having a bad day, like how some people are, Mine are all just like mental battles, and I feel like that could be caused from part of this, part of, well, that, I can't say this because I don't know, but I don't know. I just feel like it would explain a bit. Plus, yeah, I mean, if we're being, honest here, it would explain the collecting of chapsticks. So,
What do you look for in a Christmas gift?
You don't just collect 300 for fun, all right? So
I get it. It is fun.
It is. Okay.
What makes the perfect Christmas gift to you? What are you looking for? Thoughtfulness or rarity? What wows you? What are you looking for in a Christmas gift?
I don't really care what I get for gifts.
You just like happy to have something.
I just like being around everyone. I can get socks and I'll be happy. I just want to be around.
You say
family.
You're pretty easy to please.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good trait.
Even Gracie, like I was like, just give me some socks or some underwear or something. You can always use more.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean,
less is more. You're not overwhelmed in your house with things or anything like that?
Not my things. Not my things, no. I think other than my collections, like, I have a few collections, but other than that, I mean, I would say I keep my stuff pretty in order and not too much or nothing like that. So
yeah, that's good. That's good. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, they're out there.
They're out there?
They're out there.
Yeah, they're probably out there.
No, they're definitely out there.
The likelihood is there.
The likelihood is they have to be out there.
And we're back from our smoke break.
All right.
Lane, how you feeling?
Feeling refreshed now.
Yeah, you had a good cigarette.
Yep, needed it. Might have actually snuck another one in there just to calm the nerves,
How's your relationship with nicotine?
It's great.
It's good? You guys are friends?
We're good friends.
You never...
We're good friends, and, he keeps me going. He puts me on my feet.
What do you do for him?
Tell him thank you.
But support.
No,
it's a one-sided relationship.
Hey, it's all right. That's all right. He's a selfless guy. He's there for me, and I go, okay, thanks.
You have any desire to break up?
Yeah, I do. Actually,
you do?
I do. Yeah, I think he's getting to the point where
he's overstaying his welcome.
Yes, exactly.
He needs to move
he's
out.
There, and he's been moving his stuff in, and I gotta stop him.
Oh boy!
I gotta start throwing it out the window.
You ever gave it a good try?
Soon.
I've
given it a try. Yes.
You think you'd be good at it? You're usually, when you set your mind to something, you're usually pretty good at it.
That's the problem. Is I don't know how much I will set my mind to it. That's
Why not?
I don't know.
You have to make it your obsession.
I guess so.
It has to be all you think about all day and night.
I guess.
I actually say it's good if you don't even think about it. You go, oh shit, I didn't.
Well, there's still times where I'm like that though. Like I can go like
Cody, after all these years, he stopped.
Good for him.
He's good. It's just because he just started. I don't know. He started doing these. He went hiking and stuff like that.
He's busy. Doesn't bring him with it. Doesn't bring it with him.
Got other hobbies. Just keep him distracted. Do you think it's all in your head, or do you think there's a real?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think a lot of it I've noticed is just because I'm like, oh wow, I'm not holding something in my hand.
Well, you ever tried the zero nicotine kind?
Yeah, they suck.
That's what I'm saying. So you think it's a little bit more than
no? Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's part of it, though. But on a separate topic here, we spent the first half of the episode interviewing me, but now we gotta tell the listeners a little bit about
the icebreakers continue.
They do. They have to.
We broke half of the ice already.
We sure did.
And just like in real life.
Yep.
We need to get rid of all the ice on Earth.
Yep, you have to.
It has to melt.
It has to melt, and
We won't stop.
yes. All right. Anyway, so to kind of piggybacking off of some of the stuff you asked me, though.
Oh, yeah?
Is you talked about my collections.
Mm-hmm.
But you yourself have quite the collection of a few items.
Mm-hmm. I like to collect things, for sure.
Right. And would you say maybe VHS tapes or stuff like that? What's going on there?
So when there's some things, especially a lot of the old stuff, I don't know, they have a certain aura to it.
Yeah.
They're, they kind of tell a story within themselves. You imagine, it gets the imagination going. You can imagine a world that you're like, there was a world that existed in which this was just the normal. If you wanted to watch a movie, you had to pop in a tape.
Yeah.
There's a world that I only saw a little smidge
glimpse of. You probably can't even
glimpse.
remember most of that.
I can remember some.
Some? Okay,
yeah.
okay. Well, that's good.
The Mask on tape. I watched Blue's Clues on tape. I watched a lot of stuff on tape growing
you
up.
watched Blue's Clues? Oh, that's kind of sick, actually. Okay.
It took a while for it to, kind of roll. Yeah, all the Nickelodeon tapes were orange. But there's something about it that it's like, wow, this is an artifact to a world that no longer exists.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't exist anymore.
It's like digging up a Greek statue, just a little piece of a Greek statue. You're just like, this was a king. This is a statue to a king whose name we don't even remember. And here I am, I'm holding it. This person used to mean so much to so many people in a world that we cannot go back to. And I have a piece of it in my hand here.
You have a few pieces.
Well, that's how I feel.
You have like 3 shelf fulls of...
Well, then that's how it goes, is that, you kind of want the complete picture, or to an extent of what, it gets. So you get that kind of first couple tapes, or you find that movie that you're looking for. You're at a thrift store, and you find a movie that you're excited about. Oh, Back to the Future. I love that movie. And here it is on tape. Like, that's perfect. It's an 80s movie. That's the way to watch it, man. And then you start watching them on tape, and especially with the old TVs I have, that's which adds, that's part of the same reason.
Part of the collection,
You go, there was a time in which this was just what a TV looked like, and nobody ever asked a different question.
Nope, they may be 50 pounds, but they're still better than
they
what we
said,
have now.
me and my friend, we had to get the TV, and nearly broke her back, and we're just here. But they weren't like, this is dumb. Why do you have that? It's so heavy and dumb and takes up space. No one was like that. That's just what it was.
But in your mind, you go, yeah, but look at it.
Well, to me, when it comes to the CRTs, it is this immaculate piece of technology. It's like a miracle. It's a lightning in a bottle. It's so good that we're still trying to catch up to what it can do. We still don't have those perfect black levels until we had like OLED. Finally, OLED came out. Finally, the blacks are as dark as the TVs from the 90s. Finally, we caught up. Or they're so laggy, and all that stuff. And now, and then you'll get the 144 hertz, computer monitor. And it's still not as good as a tier 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just got a new monitor, actually, literally last month.
You can feel it?
It's still not as, it's just not as good as my CRT monitor. It's just not.
It just felt, they were snappy, the colors looked good. They looked good from every angle. You can't say that about a flat screen. If you're sitting at the end of the couch, it looks like garbage.
Yeah,
you have to be sitting just right. There's so many things that we're still trying to catch up to, just for form factor, for convenience, and I reject that idea, and I think that there's something still to appreciate with these old pieces of technology. And when you have one, you get that little rush. You're like, there it is. I saved this.
So are you saying that, in a sense, some technology has failed our new generation?
Yeah, I would say so. I think I always say that technology should have paused at the year 2000. I think how far computers were at that time, how far telephones were at that time, the internet, I think they were just advanced as they ever needed to be.
So you're saying the little, like, where are they, Nokia phones or whatever, that should have been the peak? Was that around that time, or is that after?
That was, I would say during 2000, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you're saying that was kind of where you wanted to leave off?
Yeah, because one, you didn't have access to the entire internet on your telephone at all times. The internet used to be a place. It used to be the computer room.
Yeah.
You'd go home and you'd be at school, oh man, I can't wait to go home and go on the internet and see what's up, see what I missed, And you would go on there, and this was before algorithms would give you a never-ending feed. You would go on something like Facebook, and you would get to the end of the feed. That was all that was posted today. Yeah. You would get to a point where you're like, okay, well, now I'm from yesterday's stuff. I already saw this, so I'm done. It wouldn't keep going and going and keep you on there forever and ever. And then also, you couldn't take it with you, so when you went and lived your life, you lived your life. The problem with cell phones is we have the entire world's information on us, We're too available, is the thing.
We are. I agree.
They're in a crazy time, and not even that long ago, within my lifetime, there was a time where you go to work, you go out, you hang out or whatever, you don't have a phone on you.
You punch a clock on a ticket.
Nobody is worried that they haven't heard from you all day. They go, he's at work.
Yep.
Of course he's not going to answer. He's not home.
Yep.
He's probably out doing something. That's why he's not answering. Then you get home and you go, okay, I'm on an answering machine. Let's see what I missed today. Boop. Hey, buddy, we're going to the bar tonight, 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. Boop. Hey, it's your grandma. Type of thing. You go through messages and you're like, oh shit, they're hanging out at 9. I don't have to go on the group chat. Not 9, right? Everybody, we're going at 9.
Yeah.
Is Stacy gonna be there? What should I? All this thing. Hey, are you still coming? I'm almost there. On my way. 5 more minutes. 2 more minutes. 30 seconds. I'm almost there. It was all right. Be there or be square. See you at 9 o'clock.
Yep. And you don't even gotta respond. You don't gotta call them.
And you go, hey,
that's already what it is. Yep.
Hey, you show up. It was a simpler time, and I think that I think it was good. We had a nice, healthy balance between technology and nature. Now we're losing that. We're losing our humanity. We're losing nature. We're burning it. We're using it all up. You use up the oil. You use up the trees. You use up the land, and you use up the sea. Well, how about you? And how about me? What's left when we're all used up?
Okay. I think that it makes it even worse that not only is it's still so new, but it's so involved. It's so involved in everyone's daily life. Now, you almost cannot have a life without it because the world doesn't allow you to do that.
You have to be available 24/7. If you don't answer your boss, what's your excuse?
Yeah.
What? You didn't have your phone on you? Because I know you did, because everybody has their phone on them all the time.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, I was busy. Doing what? Because all you can do now is phone.
Yeah.
So you have no reason to not answer me and take this work call.
Right.
I called you at 10 o'clock. Well, I was settled. I was going to bed. What? You didn't have your phone? Yeah, you did. You were home. You were available. You're always available. You have no excuse. Your life is mine now. That's what it is. There's no balance there anymore. I think that's why I hold on to this old shit, because I just want to live in that what could have been. I call it a lost future. It's the idea. There's a philosophical concept called hauntology by the late philosopher Mark Fisher. The idea is that we are living in a lost future. We're haunted by the past and haunted by what could have been if we had never gotten to this point. And we see this in fashion, movies, music, TV. It's all ghosts of the past. You go to a Marvel movie and you're not seeing something new. You're seeing old actor from old thing show up so you can clap and say, I remember that. I remember that old thing. Fashion is not new. You see and you go, we're bringing back bell bottoms. It's not new. You go, I remember a time when there was bell bottoms, and now the future is the past. You listen to music. The sound of today is the sound of 20 years ago. You sound, oh, this is a nice 80s throwback tune. It's like we're not coming up with anything new. We have lost our future, and we are haunted by the past. That's the idea.
So, if you had the option to be born just somewhere in the 1900s, where would that be then?
Well, that's the thing, because the 20th century was the start of it all. This is where it all came from. We have this concept of nostalgia now, which is a new concept because for most of human history, from when you were born to when you died, looked pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Oh, they invented the wheelbarrow. That's pretty cool. That's the only thing they're going to invent.
That's not life-altering, right.
That's the only thing they're going to invent for the next 300 years.
Right.
You have wheels now. That's cool.
Yep.
You have the,
Made it easier for the next generation.
So life looked the same from when you lived to when you died. People didn't get hung up in the past. They respected tradition. They respected the way things were. They respected, a slow pace of life. Nobody was in a rush. Nobody, you're late. That was never a thing. It was like, I'll be there at sundown, type of thing. And it's like, well, I don't have a watch, so I don't know what time that's supposed to be, because you have to be at 9:35. That's the Zoom meeting. You have to be there on the dot. If you're late, I'm writing you up. It's like, I will see you at sundown. I will make a trip, and, type of thing. Time was a lot looser. It was more laid back. He had nothing to remember that was gone.
Right.
Nothing left, because you still had the horses. You still had the whatever the shit they had. It wasn't about the 20th century. You had, which I call it the worst event in human history. They teach about it in school.
Okay. I don't know where this is going.
Well, what the worst event in human history, in my opinion, they teach it to you as a good thing.
Okay.
But I think the beginning of the end was the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, okay.
We invented the tools to replace humans. You had the cotton gin, which was, less slaves had to do slaving, but now they're just picking cotton to put in the cotton gin, That was the first time someone took your gerb, is they had the cotton gin, and then, boom, now we have trains, now we have steam, now we have coal, and it kept going and going and going. We kept killing the environment more and more, and it just kept rapidly going. So in the 1920s, they had the first nostalgia cycle, which was for the 1890s. They called it the gay 90s. And it was the first time that anybody was like, oh, remember the 90s? Remember the gay 90s? And in the 20s, they had movies that took place in the 1890s. They had books, music that sounded like old 1890s stuff. Because for the first time ever, you could be born in the 1890s, and then now you're in the 20s, and it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
And now we're nostalgic for 5 years ago. We're nostalgic for last summer. We're moving so fast that we live in a perpetual state of nostalgia. We're in a perpetual state of the past. We can't live in the present. We can't think about the future, because it's already gone by the time we have left the room. Yeah.
I think a good example of that, just that last part specifically, is like how iPhones come out with a new one every year. You go, wow, I just got this phone, and now I need a new one. Or how
and then you saw your old phone, and you go, oh man, remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, remember last year's movie? Remember when that movie came out last year?
Or like how, all the sports games, they make a game every single year. You start playing a game, it goes, okay, well, time to get the next one. I'll never play this or think about this again. Except that for example, we play Retro Bowl on...
Exactly.
On your CRT TV.
Because it was a simpler time. And I'm not saying I'm not guilty of this. I am haunted by the past. I'm surrounded by it. I surround myself with it. I keep the past around me all the time.
But I don't think there's any shame in that, though.
It can be to an extent, because if you can never look forward. You can never be the change to break the mold and actually have that future, It's if you look towards the past, you can go down a pipeline and you can start, you look at it with rose tinted glasses. You think it was better than it actually was. And before you know it, it's your campaign slogan. Let's make America great again. Yeah. Remember back when it was great. And you're like, well, I don't know if it ever was, but the nostalgia, I just think the past was better. Everybody thinks the past was better, no matter what it was.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah, let's make it great again, no matter what it is, So you can build a foundation off of it so it can get dangerous in that way. So I think nostalgia can definitely be used as a tool for destruction. You see these new Marvel movies or whatever, it's just like, how can we use nostalgia to get your money? Whoa, look, old actor, remember
old
him?
Spider-Mans, yep.
Give me your money, boom, type
Two
of thing.
previous Spider-Mans, yeah. Yeah.
So you're seeing it just kind of eat itself in this circle, and it's disappointing. You don't know what the future can be anymore. But to answer your question, where I want to be born in,
if you had to choose,
here's the thing. As much as I envy people who never got to see the 21st century, you also have to think. People say life is short, but life is so long. Life is really long. You have to think, especially with how fast things are moving. You have to think. Paul McCartney, the Beatle, he was born during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
He was our age in the 60s. He lived through the 80s.
Yeah.
The 90s. He saw 9/11. He saw every president between them, every war. He is still alive, and he has an iPhone. He has AI-generated pictures show up on his Facebook feed. This guy who was born during World War II and was our age in the 60s lived long enough to see AI pictures on Facebook on his iPhone. Life is long. It goes on and on and on, and who knows what you're going to see next. So it's tough to say, would you rather be born 1900 on the dot and die at 100 years old before this happens? It's like, well, what war do you want to get drafted in? That's another thing.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I think maybe it feels so fast now just because, like you said, everything is just, it's just,
what's the next
so many things are just being made constantly. And
well, how do we innovate the next thing to put more advertisements in your face?
Right.
Is really kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, so it's just because, like you mentioned, in the 1800s, and just so on, it's like normal day for people is wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the sun's over there. I gotta go do this, or oh, sun's over there. I gotta get back home, to the wife and kids or something. I don't know, something like that. And so maybe that's why it feels so long now. It's just because it's constantly moving.
You're always on the move.
Things
You're
are
always
constantly
available.
being made, and
things are changing all the time. But and then to choose what war you. The solution here is to accept the reality of things. This is how you live. You say it is what it is. I live in this time.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go about it.
I can't change it.
So you have to be like, okay, I don't particularly like how things are now, but I can't change it. I can't change the time I live in. I can't just be born in an earlier time. So the solution is to say, listen, the past is dead. All we have is the future. All we have is the future. How can I make it better? Because obviously, if I want something better, you have to make it better.
Yeah, I mean, if you aren't happy with what's going on now, I mean, it's not like you can time travel back to when you were.
And you're saying, you wouldn't want to volunteer or do anything. You don't particularly feel like you can make a change. And it's not like you could ever make a big change. But you could make a change that counts to you, that counts to at least someone, that is at least a little pebble in the bowl of change,
Well,
type of thing. And that's kind of what you want to do. You have to say, listen, okay, I will make these habits. I'll do these things. I'll speak out against these things that I don't like. I don't like where we're going with technology. I don't like how social media is treating people. I will be vocal about it. I'll get it in people's heads and just throw little bits of pebbles in what I can.
Well, how do you think you partake in that then?
So, like right now, I'm telling you about it.
Right. Other than me.
I mean, do you think you have new thought processes about these subjects now that I've talked about them like this? You know.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
have you ever
I'd
thought
say
about the past like that and how it affects our future?
I've of course thought, yes, it's very nostalgic. Especially a lot of games and movies, especially.
But has you ever thought there's an explanation?
Right, but exactly. I've never thought of how that could negatively affect you until now. I've never thought
why
of it
it
that
happens
way.
in the first place.
Right.
Yeah,
I've definitely never thought of it like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's weird to think of it like that, and so, I mean, maybe you making it for the microphone right now is another way you're partaking in that.
Well, that's what I mean. And you can use the platforms that you have because we have more voice than we ever have.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. I wish I was born in this time. It's like, well, also, you have such amazing tools now. And yes, they're used to numb your brain.
Yeah.
Yes, they're used to just shovel ad space into your brain, but there's a lot of things you can do with them as well. You can take advantage of the technology you have to do your part, to throw your pebble.
Yeah.
And so if it has to be just, talking about it in a podcast and maybe 5 people hear it, that's 5 more pebbles.
Yeah. And they'll go tell their family and their friends.
To me, that's everything. And so that's how I justify how I live. I'm kind of stuck in the past. I don't have a flat screen in my house. I have a tiny phone because it keeps me off of it.
Yep.
I do things the old-fashioned way, and it's reductive in a lot of ways, but what I use to justify it is that I have a good headspace around. I have a good self-awareness for it. I have a good headspace of the future, and I think I'm on the right path for it. That's kind of...
Would you say it feels rewarding to not just be so part of, like, for example, your phone, like you're not on your phone as much, or
I feel more present for sure. You feel more in the moment, which is something that a lot of people aren't. When I went to Chicago and hang out with Chloe, I left my phone in her apartment the whole time, the whole week. We just went out and did stuff, and we're just, when we're sitting there on a train, and it was a 20-minute train ride, I would just look out the window and look at the city and just pay attention to things, notice little things.
And I bet if you looked around, a lot of people were not doing that.
And so it helps creativity because boredom is something that it seems like the one thing you don't want anymore. Well, anything not to be bored. You can't even go to the bathroom without going on your phone anymore. You can't do anything for a second. If you're not getting some sort of stimulation for a second, your phone is always there to fill that gap. Something is always there to fill that gap to keep you from having to sit there with your thoughts, to ever have to be bored. And that is helping us never see something new again, because how can you think about anything new if you're never bored? That's why all the greatest things were written back before we could not be bored all the time. You would work on the farm, or you do whatever your thing, and you come home, and you're like, what do I do now? Well, maybe I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to wonder about that thing that I saw. I can't look it up because Google's not real,
Right.
So instead of just instantly getting an answer on Google and then an ad right after, I'm going to wonder about it.
Maybe even write about it.
Why is it like that? I'm going to write about it. It works your imagination.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. You come up with questions, and you come up with your own answers, and you come up with something new. And that's what built where we are today. And I think that's why we see a stagnation in creativity and new things now. It's because we don't have a second to be bored. So I appreciate the times when I'm bored. I like it when I'm not on my phone. I like it when I'm bored, because then I'll just kind of think, and I can daydream like I used to when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a phone. There were times where I would just go to the bathroom and just just kind of think about things. I'll make little faces in the wall. I'll be like, that kind of looks like a face, type of thing.
Right.
You just kind of use your brain, keep the gears working, and not just numb it with constant stimuli as you drool on yourself and snap out of it, and 2 hours have passed, and you're like, I'm going to die before I do anything because I can't be bored for a second.
Can't. Well, yeah. All right. Well, we've been talking about that for a minute, so I'll change the topic here, but I'll change the topic here.
You're a good interviewer. You're a really good host.
I had you going. You were talking.
Yeah.
You.
Well, I have a lot of opinions in me.
You could have kept going though, as well. Is the thing.
I was about to get into simulacra. We don't have to.
For time's sake, we'll change topic here. I'll kind of do what you did. How do you feel about furries?
So furries is, you can say they're cringe. Like, yeah, they're cringe. You're like, they're different. They kind of have a lack of self-awareness. A lot of them are autistic, which gives them that sort of bravery to not care about what other people think. It gives them the bravery to be themselves type of thing. They have their own community going on. They all seem very happy and dedicated. When they go into these conventions and they're hanging out and they're building their suits. Well, at least they're not on their fucking phone.
Well, in that case, how do you feel about the ones? Because there's been multiple situations like this, but one just recently, this man was dressed up as a wolf. Mm-hmm. He went out into the woods, joined other wolves, and was mauled and eaten and torn apart.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
When anything gets big enough, there's bad actors in every little situation, and you can pick them out and you can cherry pick them and make anything sound bad. Oh, picking up trash on the side of the road. I don't know. That guy got hit by a car on the side of the road because he was picking up trash trying to help the environment. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of picking up trash. I think litter is good now. I think you should litter. See how the pipeline goes?
All right.
So you start with going, oh, fine, furries are fine or whatever. And then, what about this? And then you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Actually, I hate them. Kill furries. Kill them. You can make anything sound bad. And then before you know it, you're a spiteful person. So it's good to keep an open mind and know that there are things that happen in all sorts of realms. And you can make anything sound bad if you really try.
Yeah, that's fair. It's funny. I actually did not think of it like that. But, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm spiteful.
Well, that's the thing. You can always learn from it. And you can always move forward. Like, all you can do is learn and go forward. So next time, and it doesn't mean you don't have to feel a certain way. You don't have to change who you are. But next time you see a guy and they're being a little cringy over there, you just be like, well, good for them. They're not on their phones. And, I wish I could be as passionate about something as they are for dressing up like animals.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Right. I guess. Anyway. I feel like we should let these listeners know that we have had a lot of gaming experience in multiple different kind of games.
It's true. We be gaming.
And most recent for you, I would say, is just Castlevania as well.
Oh, I was grinding on that thing, and I beat it a whole bunch of times, but I couldn't do. I choked under the pressure today. I'm tempted to just try it again right after this, but I don't know. I don't want to get disappointed. It put me in a bad mood. I was soured. I was like, man, I messed up my salsa today.
You lost to Dracula stage 1.
That's the hardest part.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I never seen you get to this.
Well, that was what I was trying to show you. After that, it's like you're home free.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You were almost there. You were getting there. He had a quarter health left.
I was so good at it before I did it, like first try.
Hey, you get a little rusty. You move on to the 15th game that they have, and
I know.
So it is what it is. They make 50 of them, and you gotta unlearn.
They're
one
really
of them.
good. Well, I want to show you the one I have for the PlayStation because they just kept making them. There's one. I'll have to show you. It's called Symphony in the Night. Oh,
I never really got into them
So
personally, because I remember I don't know which one it was or even what console we played it on, but I remember you showed me one. I think it was on the PS3 actually.
You're a pretty good interviewer, Wayne. Have you? What do you think about journalism? Would you ever get into journalism?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that is something I'd be interested in.
Do you have a curious mind at all?
I am very curious. It's just always about very specific topics,
Specific things that you can just look up and go, oh.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, maybe the takeaway that you can have today is next time you wonder something, maybe just wonder about it for a while.
Or maybe try to figure it out without a phone. Maybe go to a library.
Read a book. Yeah.
Read a book and figure it out.
Well, how do you feel about reading? When was the last time you read?
I don't read, but I think the people that do are they have happy brains. All right. I think it leaves your imagination and your just I don't even know what it would be called. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like reading is very good, and I wish I did read.
Well, what's stopping you?
I don't know what to read. I don't know what topics I like to read about.
Well, you have to jump in. Well, what topics do you like to watch movies? What's your favorite, type of things that you like to watch? One good way to go is read the book version of a movie that you like. That's a good way to get into it.
Is there a Baby Driver movie? I mean, book?
I don't think so.
That'd be funny, though. I'd read that. I would read that.
Well...
No, but yeah, I guess that is.
Or some classics.
Read some Harry Potter.
Were there any books that you liked in high school when you were reading?
Yeah, I went to the library the other day actually, not for reading purposes, but and I was like, I wonder if they still have these children's books that I used to like, such as the Michigan Adventure or Horror Stories or whatever. Yeah, and also the Magic Treehouse or whatever.
Those are good, yes.
Those were my favorites.
Grandma's a personal friend of that author.
Really?
Yeah, she signs all her books. Huh. We have multiple signed books.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not.
Probably gone now, but yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that. Okay, that's pretty sick, actually. Yeah, but I really enjoyed those, and
Why don't you read those?
They didn't have the Magic Treehouse ones. I was looking for them. They didn't have them because I liked those better than the Michigan Horror Stories or whatever. Yeah, whatever it's called. I don't remember.
Those are pretty good too.
I still enjoyed them, but it's like I opened them now and read a few pages of one. I was like, yeah, that's definitely just like when you're a kid stuff,
Well, you can get into it to
right. I was thinking that too. It's like
you might even just read a couple chapters and oh well, I kind of because how it is reading is a muscle that you have to teach your brain. Really, you can lose that muscle, and if you don't work it out, you're just not going to be very good at it. But if you keep at it, it's going to be so easy.
Well, it doesn't help that I also graduated with a 9th grade reading level or something, or 8th or something. Fine.
Well, most people today have slow, a 5th grade reading level. You're already
maybe
kids
maybe
cannot read anymore today.
Yeah, well, I can't spell either, so maybe that's part of it. So
because the spell check, you have so many conveniences that didn't never made you actually think.
Gracie is what would I say to that? I don't know. She is a victim of...
It's a product of her time.
Yes. Yes. She's a perfect example of that.
And bless her heart.
Bless her heart, truly. I actually have pictures on my phone that I'm probably going to show you after this now of spelling mistakes and how funny they are to me. It's something.
Yeah, Jamie does.
And when I make her listen to this back, once you send it to me, she's gonna be like, "Why would you tell them that?"
Well, to be fair, she also got an education in Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know how it is over there.
Bad.
Is it? Okay.
You think they're pretty smart down there in the South?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know.
You think they got a good education system down there?
I don't know. She had 10 schools, so I don't know. So that probably doesn't help either.
What do you want to get out of reading then? If you're getting into it?
I just would like to fill my time, my slight free time that is not my phone, or as much as I love games, I would like to not constantly be on a game.
I would say reading is definitely its own beast. When it comes to movies and games and stuff, you kind of can get similar things out of it, but there's something about when you're reading a book that it's kind of like a different dimension.
I just feel like it's because you're forced to use your imagination, even if you're not trying to.
It does a good job.
You are
too.
imagining the words that you're reading is happening in your head.
Imagine a pink elephant.
Well,
you couldn't help yourself.
You can't help yourself. That's how brains work.
Yeah, so
there you go.
You don't have to really even work that hard if you just go for it.
As long as you're paying attention to the words, you will be reading.
Yeah.
You know.
So I would say the things that you can get out of, I don't know, because when it comes to like books, you're missing a visual.
Yeah.
You don't have music, you know.
Yep.
But you don't have any sound. But they can describe sound in a way that you won't even be able to replicate. You know?
If it happened in a movie, you wouldn't go, "Oh, they did this to make that noise." Right. No, in books they tell you, and you imagine it happening, and
they can make some weird metaphor and be like, the sound of the crickets was like the sound of the clouds wishing on it. You know, you're like,
right.
You're like, I don't even know what that would sound like, but my imagination makes it better than if you were even just doing it in a movie.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. It's. I don't know.
You could, because you're at your own whim. It could be like, you describe like a girl. Like it was a beautiful girl. She had this and type, and you can imagine something awesome, all right. And then you watch the movie and you're like, well,
here's a picture of a girl.
It's just Zendaya. That's just,
right. You go, oh, there's a female on the screen. All right, you don't even think twice about it. You go, okay,
sure, prettier new character. Than that, but so you are limited when you have to bring things into reality.
Yeah.
But also, then the other thing is it teaches you to put yourself into people's shoes, especially if you're reading a book in first person. A lot of I did this, I did, type of thing, or even. When you get to know someone on such an intimate level in a book, there's just more of an emotional connection to it than you can get in 90 minutes of a movie or 10 hours of a game, because you can only spend so much time with a game getting to know each other. You still have to,
progress,
shoot stuff, you
know?
Yeah. So, it's its own beast, and I would say it is definitely worth at least getting into it and use the technology you have. Look up book PDF, and you can find the whole thing, and just read a couple chapters and see how you feel about it. Try before you buy. That's something we can do now that you never could. When it comes to all the games that we have, you had back in the day, you had to go and be like, oh, my friend told me this was pretty good. I read it about it in a magazine. Well, I'm gonna spend $60 and hope it's not garbage.
Yeah.
But now you go, well, I'm going to watch some Let's Plays. I'm going to read some reviews. I'm going to download it on my phone first. I'll play Pokemon on my phone first before I'm like, okay, I kind of want to have it, type of thing. We have the luxury to try before we buy. And the same thing can work with reading and books and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the thing is I have tried before. Like after high school. Like I've even bought a book that I felt like I enjoy. I can't even remember what it's called, but I bought a book that it was just some random author. It was his first ever published book. Mm-hmm. I found him online and
that's a great way to
he's an older man. He's been writing books for a long time, and this was the first one that ever got published. I started reading it. I enjoyed it, and then I just stopped. I don't know. Yeah. My brain was just telling me to stop, and it's not that I didn't enjoy what I was reading. It's just like it.
Well, school put a lot of pressure on us reading. There were so many things that they told us homework. To remember and to pick apart and stuff. But I mean, you could do that to anything. They could have been like, "All right, we're watching Baby Driver." And then you have to remember what they said. You have to remember what color that was, type of thing. And it puts so much pressure, and you can't just sit back and enjoy it. And I think a lot of people forget that you can do that with the book. You can just read it and you just keep going and enjoying it. Be like, you don't remember everything. Don't take in everything, but still just keep going. That's fine. You can do that. It's the same way you live. You're not sitting there just being like, okay, I have to remember everything about what's happening right now on this car ride. I can't miss a detail. It's something's going to come back. It's like, no, you can just vibe. You just go.
Well, I also have horrible memory. So
don't worry about it.
I don't know. Though, I guess now that you say it like that as well, I feel like that could be part of it.
You're probably going back to being like, wait,
right, and I'm like, wait, when did this happen, or
yeah.
who's this guy, or
don't worry about just like in real life, it's like, wait, I don't remember that person. I don't know who you're talking about, but they're there. Let's see what's going on.
Still part of that conversation now. Yeah, you can't change it. So,
and that's that's how they're kind of meant to be. It's just storytelling. It's really just to tell a story. You don't have to remember every single piece. It's just enjoy the story, and then when it's over, you're like, wow, that was really good. I don't remember a single thing, but I know that I liked it, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll take the pressures off you to kind of throw yourself back into it. Just like, don't take it so seriously. It's like anything else. You can just have fun with it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to answer your earlier question as well, I would probably say like the movies and books I've enjoyed in the past are their topics are mainly just like kind of like an action kind of thing, whether it's...
So that's one thing that's like kind of tough to do in books, because it's not like you can have so many quick cuts. Like, how do you describe a lightsaber fight? And then he went up here and he hit the lightsaber there.
Here, yes.
So you have to find new ways to make action exciting in books.
Yeah.
And I'm reading this book right now. It's that's got action scenes and fight scenes in it, and you'd be surprised at how well that they can do it in a way that tells a story. Like, how would you describe a fight? Telling a story.
Let's see.
You would do it in kind of a more of an emotional way. Like, he went in with the sword and it struck, and then he fell back, and he felt the fear coming through his face as he saw the sword come down his face. But just in time, he lifted his shield. He felt the courage to lift the shield. Those kind of details you don't see when all you see in the movie is they throw it down and he lifts his shield. You're missing that dimension there. So I think, you kind of lose the choreography in the book, but you gain detail in a different way. So I think the action can still be pretty exciting.
That's why reading interests me so much, is because there is an insane amount of detail that you will never...
Don't worry about remembering it all. Don't worry about all that.
You will never get it out of any movie, any show ever. You will never get it. No matter how hard that director and producer and so on, story writer, whatever. No matter how hard you try, you will never get it. Gone with the Wind
was 5 hours long, and I still didn't.
Is there a book on it? I bet it's longer.
It's like little things.
It's like it's like there's no matter what, even if no one's talking, like Drive or something, there's so many emotions. There's so many stuff to say.
Be describing.
There's so much stuff to say. Why is he not talking? Why does he feel the way he is? Why is he doing? Why is he standing in the door? Just random stuff. And it's like that can all be explained in books, and you can't just have subtitles of a movie describing why people are feeling the way. You just have to imagine it.
Inner monologue. Sometimes you can hear their thoughts, but there's only so much.
It's like but you don't want a whole movie. And now unless Jared is sad.
But,
right. Like it's just so.
But now you're just standing there. Like same thing with Dexter. Like I saw someone make an edit of Dexter where it's like they just took the scenes, but then they just took out all the parts where he's talking to himself in his head, and he's just sitting there just making faces and being awkward. And it's like,
well,
are you gonna say something? And it's like, because you can't hear what he's saying.
Right.
So, but it flows in a lot better in a book. What about nonfiction?
Well, real quick, just because it made me think of this. So that kind of reminded me. Is like they even like comedic shows and stuff. They do it too. The laugh tracks. I've seen people take like how long of that is part of the show, and it's like a third of the show for a lot of the comedy shows. Like for example, I saw someone do it on Friends. Around a third of each episode was just laugh track, and then they would show skits of where the laugh track's not there, and they're all just kind of like staring out at the ceiling,
but the jokes weren't so good anymore, were they? It turns out you kind of need the laugh track,
exactly,
because you're like, oh, laughing here. That must have been fun.
And it's like sure, I occasionally laugh, but I don't know. And okay, so about nonfiction though, I don't really enjoy nonfiction.
Well, what have you read?
I don't know, whatever they've done in school. I enjoy
Wouldn't there be something that you'd be interested, like say a good nonfiction book that I liked was the story of Tetris, how it got made.
Well, see, that would probably interest
That's
me. Yeah.
nonfiction. Think of it less like a history book and more like a documentary book, right?
Yeah.
You know, think like a
Yeah, I
reality
guess I was
show
thinking of
book.
it. Yeah, I was thinking of it like history.
Like you could be
kind of
like,
thing.
oh, I'm reading a nonfiction book on World War II, and you're like, oh man, that's probably a lot of dates, a lot of names to remember. It's like, no, actually, I'm reading a soldier's diary.
Oh, yeah.
Of him in war on the front and what he experienced, and you're like, oh, that is nonfiction. That's a documentary in a book, you know.
Yeah.
So there's lots of crazy things, and it has an extra layer because they can describe it the same way you would describe a book, you know. So you get that added to it, but then you're like, also, this is real. It's also real.
Yeah.
So nonfiction can also be a very interesting thing to look into.
Well, I mean, to be fair though, is how good of nonfiction is school really going to feed you? So it's like I'm sure I have not.
Diary of Anne Frank's good.
I never had to read that.
Well, that's a very great.
That was probably
book.
sad.
It was very sad.
So sad.
It's sad because it's extra sad because you have to remember it doesn't have an ending. It doesn't just like say the end.
Right.
The entries just stop.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
In the end, the book's over. So you ran out of entries. It's over. You know.
Yeah.
So it was very effective.
That's a real thing. Yeah. It's even thinking about it now. It's like I'm thinking about her. Like she's writing in this
and because
diary
you know
and
she's
keeping
real,
track
and
yeah.
because it's a nonfiction thing, and you know that you have this intimate look. She's realer than she could be in a movie. You know.
Yeah.
Like you see the world through her eyes.
Yeah. This person existed in time and was documenting what was going on and probably when and where and stuff. I'm sure at times and.
Yeah,
then
it's as real, it's as close as you can get. So.
It's what you're. So like that same kind of feeling to me would be almost as if hearing like the beep from when someone dies on the deathbed, whatever it's called, the beep that you hear is like the entries are stopping. That's what I would hear in my head. It's just
flatline.
The flatline, yes, that can't think of it. Yeah,
heart rate
just flatlined, but in a book. That's what I would imagine, and that's awful. But
so that's what I'm saying. There's good in all sorts of things. It's so easy to overlook things like nonfiction or furries or type thing. But there's something to be explored and appreciated in almost everything,
Yeah.
So it's always worth giving something just a second gander and let go of your old thoughts that you had about it, just be like, oh, I'm gonna have an open mind. I'm gonna go into this.
I don't know. I feel pretty negatively about mustard, so
I
don't think I'll be trying that one again.
That's fine, because
but books and stuff like that, yeah, that's understandable.
Because you have a willingness to do so.
Yes, I will actually be sad if someone tries to feed me mustard. I'll be very upset actually, but yeah.
I'd be upset for you. I don't know what to tell you.
I hope so. I hate it. It's worse because it also has like a horrible smell. It's awful. It smells horrible.
I don't even know what it smells like actually.
It smells horrible. That's what it smells like.
I always just smell the hot dog instead. I don't know.
I can't. It's overpowering. I can't smell hot dog. When Dad puts mustard on his hot dog at the Lions game, and I'm putting the ketchup on mine, like during that. I only smell the mustard. It's horrible.
Maybe it does have a smell. I don't know.
It does. It does. It does, and it's bad. And there's no good kind of mustard. And I wish all the mustard would be thrown in the ocean.
Honestly, probably fine. Probably be good.
Yeah.
Good for the environment.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. Well, how are you feeling about this app here? Feel good?
Think it was good.
Yeah.
I think all of our listeners are going to enjoy this episode 0.
It's good ramble, this rant.
Yep.
We went all over the place here.
We still don't know a title or if there will be themes or anything, but we'll see. This is episode 0. It's a trial run, and we are just happening to allow everyone to listen to it. So
Nailed it. All right. See you later.
See ya.